Well, welcome back to Henry's Halt, and thank you to all the subscribers who are tuning into this. Don't forget to click the notification bell, and then you'll see the new videos as they come up. So today we're continuing on the fueling area and putting in some more scenery, some sort of wild grassland area and some security fencing, and we may even get to doing some more detailing on it. So let's go over to the layout now and see how we're going. Okay, so I'm using this sort of filler material that you would use to fill holes in plasterboard and that sort of thing. It works quite well. You mix it up. You want it fairly thick so that it doesn't, it just slowly falls off like this. If it's too runny, it runs all over the place. If it's too thick, it just doesn't dry out properly, and you get it's a mess. So, just got a little spatula here, and we're going to apply this onto the boarding. So here we are on the layout. This is the hard standing we put down, and what we want to do is create a sort of grass area here that blends into this area, and then there'll be some security fencing along here. So if I use this sort of piece of wood here, then the idea is to have an area that's something like this triangle in here. It hasn't got to be precise, but I just want it to be wider at this end than it is in this end, so you have an idea that it's sort of moving away from you. So let's take the just plaster it down. And the whole idea of this is that it's sort of a bit bumpy and a bit of a mess, but a controlled mess. So, okay, so we'll leave it there, let it dry, and then we'll come back to do some painting. So the plaster's sort of dried, it's quite hard now. I'm going to leave all these ripples, there's no sharp edges, so I haven't sanded it. Okay, we're using two brushes. I've got a big sort of brush here and a smaller one. So there's nothing fancy about this. And I just put the paint directly on there because we're just splashing it on. Put a bit of water on the big brush, and there we go. And doesn't it look awful? Horrible bright green colour, but it will look fine when we're finished, says he, hopefully. And then I've got a smaller brush here just to get into the edges. Need a bit more paint. So really just keep going. The important thing is this is a base colour. You just want to get rid of all the white. Then we'll let this dry, and then we'll start working on the bit of brown, a bit of yellow. But remember that most of this will disappear when we put the grass down. Here we go. We'll just leave that to dry off, and then we'll be back. It's all nice and dry now, nicely speckled. And here we have a whole range of different ground cover bits that we're going to use. They are expensive, but I bought these all about 5 years ago and I'm still slowly working through them. So they do last you for a long time. And these are ones I did make out of sawdust and paint, and I use these for flowers, and they work really nicely. And you can use them to give like blossom on a tree or on a hedge. It just gives that bit of extra colour into it. So what we'll do now is we'll press on with the grass area. Let's see how this goes. So back in a moment. Right, so back here at the grass, and we're just going to slap a bit of glue down, and we're going to put some scatter down on here. I'm going to use this to spread it on there. We'll start with a bit of green blend. I find using this just helps even things out a bit. And then we're going to go in with a bit of sort of brown earth colour. Not all of this will stick. Do a bit more green on it. And that's basically it. So just gently tap it into the glue and just leave it. And then when it's dried, we'll brush off the excess and start looking at some other bits to put on there. Okay, so while that's drying, I'm going to put some gravel down around the fuel area. And there'll be some grass and bits a bit later on. Well, I think we'll stop at this stage. we've got various materials down on here with the static grass and the different flocks that have gone down, just to give a sort of unkept wild area at the edge of the fueling area. If we look round here, you see a bit of spring flowers there. So I think we'll leave it at this stage. So here we are. There's some raggedy old bits of fencing, some line side bits, some security fencing. This all came off the last layout. It didn't survive very well, but actually a few rips in it. This is an area that's been neglected, so maybe this will work. Well, we'll see how this goes down. Right, let's try and get this marked up. Now, the question is, do I continue this with some sort of gate structure? So this becomes a compound. Or do I just leave this open? Don't know. Okay, so here we are so far with the waste ground with the old pillbox. That needs some more greenery growing up and over it, but we'll do that a bit later. We've got a raggedy old fence here which comes around here. I think we're going to look at using this corner here as a sort of depot for repairs and collection of bits and pieces. So see what I've got in my rail side boxes that can be used. And then I think we'll stop on the front bit and we'll start looking more towards the back scenes.